In this video, we're going to take a look at cpanel, and I hope this video will help you to get more familiar with your cpanel account and also to use some of the critical important functions in a cpanel account. So this is how a typical cpanel account will look like. In this example, the version of cpanel is cpanel accelerated, but you may also find other versions of cpanel, but overall this is the generic look of a cpanel account. Now you can only access your cpanel account if you have already got web hosting and your own domain name, and you have set up the entire thing, and then you'll be given a username and password to access your cpanel account. And after you've logged in, you'll probably see a screen like this. So one of the very important functions in cpanel is that there's also a built-in video tutorials section. You can just click on this and you can see here that there's tons of video tutorials that is built into your cpanel account, and you can have a look at these video tutorials. They are very basic to just tell you what to click to do what, but nevertheless these video tutorials will probably be very important for you to help you to understand how a cpanel account works. And secondly, you can also change how your cpanel account looks like by clicking on change style. And as you can see here, there are several skins or themes or templates that you can choose to change the layout of your cpanel account. Now all these changes that you make here is purely cosmetic, and it does not change the functions of your cpanel account. So in any normal case, you probably would not need to change the style of your cpanel account. To create a new email address that is associated with your domain name, just click on email accounts. And here you'll be able to create your new email address and give it a password as well. And you can select the mailbox quota and click on create. By default, you can access this newly created email address within your cpanel account by clicking on mailbox, but you can also access this email through third-party clients like Microsoft Outlook, etc. And if you want to get information on how to do that, you can just click on this link here that prompts you, do you wish to configure your account to work with a mail client? So click on yes, and you'll get some information here on how to configure this email address that you just created with several of the more popular mail services or mail programs like Microsoft Outlook. And at the bottom, you'll also get some manual settings that list your mail server username, your incoming mail server, etc., outgoing mail server, and some of the supported protocols. So if you know how to set up your email address manually in Thunderbird or in Microsoft Outlook, then you can go ahead and just use these manual settings to do it. Now I'm going to click on home to get back to the main page. And if you scroll to the bottom, you would see that you can also add new subdomains. You can have add-on domains, spark domains, and also redirects in your cpanel account. So let me give you an example of how to create a subdomain. A subdomain is simply an extension to your main domain. So in this example, my main domain is plrwpvideos.com. And if I want to create a subdomain for my support or help desk, I can always type in and click on create. And you can see that my new subdomain has been created. And to access this subdomain, I need to type into my browser, for example my Internet Explorer or Firefox. I need to type in support.plrwpvideos.com. If you want to redirect this subdomain, you can just click on Manage Redirections. And over here you can have your subdomain. For example, in this case, support@plrwpvideos.com. I can have it redirect to my blog if I want to. And if you type in support@plrwpvideos.com, it will automatically redirect to my blog at gopalakrishnan.com. So let's go back to the main page to explore more important functions of cpanel. Just click on Home. Now scroll down to the bottom and you would see this smiley icon here. The name for this icon is Fantastico Deluxe, and this is perhaps one of the more important services in your cpanel account. Just click on that. So using your Fantastico account, you'll be able to access and install a lot of free or open source scripts such as WordPress and other blog platforms like B2 Evolution or Nucleus. And you'll also be able to install several forums, for example the SMF forum or PHPBB forum. And if you plan to sell products online, there's a couple of free e-commerce software available here. The ones that are good are Zencard and OS Commerce. And you can also just explore all the other available free software in your cpanel account under the Fantastico icon. And there are of course a lot more functions in your cpanel account that you can explore. You can also get a statistics program to see exactly how much web visitors you're getting. But for now, let me just show you how to customize your cpanel account. If you can see the little icon here, you can actually collapse or expand the functions that you either do not use at all or the ones that you use more regularly. And if you want, you can also just click and drag certain components of it to rearrange the order of the functions in your cpanel account. So if you hardly use this section over here and you may want to move some of the boxes above here, and again in the sidebar also you can collapse things that you don't use. Overall this is purely cosmetic, but it also helps you to manage your cpanel account better by getting rid of any distractions, by hiding the programs that you hardly use. So I hope that you benefited from this basic cpanel tutorial.